Hey everybody. Yes, I'm all layered up because it's 7 degrees currently outside, and I think maybe even a little less than that since I got up. And we have a wind chill of like 15 below. And so I have to be layered up to be sending the dogs outside. And it's also snowy and icy. So I'm not going to be doing a lot outside today because it's too dangerous for me. But I have to let the dogs out every so often so they can go do their business and I don't end up having to clean up messes all over the house. But what I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to show you actually, I've got this huge stack here of all my journals that I've been working on over the last year. Now, some of these are character journals and things related to D&D, like the spooky stuff journal, which was my favorite one to do, the one I did for Halloween, and it's almost completed. There's still a few pages that are blank, but this was my favorite one. These three here are character journals. And this one is mostly blank. It's the one that I'm going to actually be playing the next campaign that we do. And so the first page here is just a stats page. You can see that. And I have a couple of stats pages and inventory pages that is going to be just writing. Like that. Then it gets over into the pretty part after I get past that. And this little waterfall starts off with my character's home on the top page. And then on the back is for journaling purposes. And a little pocket here to put things in it during notes during the game that I can transcribe into this. And this one here is it's a spell list and for cantrips. Just listing them. And then back here, to start doing with the full descriptions of the spells and what have you. And then session notes. So that's the way my character notebooks are set up. These are also characters that I haven't got going yet, but they're a little bit more prettier and detailed from the very beginning. They have all these really interesting pages that I really kind of got into the journaling with these two characters. And okay, then the Witchy Stuff journal, which is basically a pictorial book of shadows. I've got another one that's kind of a scrapbook journal, but it's all print. And it's articles that I've downloaded off of the net and added to a blank book. So this one starts off, it's got lots of waterfall pages and pockets and things in it. And it's all witchy stuff. And all the pages have a specific meaning. And so, but I like the saying I put on the front, when it comes to art, it's important to make room for the madness. Then these two here are my seasonal journals. Spring and summer. And the themes, the pictures in all of them are with the themes of spring and summer. Just, really pretty kind of. I'm not real good at doing the junk journaling, I'll tell you that. I wanted to go for a minimalistic look, but I don't think I quite achieved it. And this one, the winter theme, was kind of a bittersweet one. This is the one, while I was doing it, and all the pictures and everything are really pretty, and the memories are pretty. It's bittersweet because I've lost all my friends over the last year or so. Lost contact with them because my account on Facebook got banned because it got hacked. And because of certain situations that happened on Facebook and a scandal that happened while I was on Facebook, I'm not going back to Facebook. I just got YouTube and Clapper, and for approximately the next 90 days, TikTok, which did go dark for about a day and back on. But the thing with TikTok was that back in President Trump's first term of office, he got pissed off at China and wanted to ban TikTok then because the U.S. didn't have any control over what people were allowed to say on TikTok, and he wanted to start, making sure that nobody said anything bad about him, I guess. Well, on TikTok currently, since it's been allowed an extra 90 days to stay open, well, they're supposedly working out the issues. You can't say anything against Trump or you'll get a strike on your account. And you can't say anything against any of Trump's minions or get a strike on your account. Well, I'm not a Trumper. I never have been, and I never will be. Long before this man ran for office, when he was in his late teens and early 20s and started doing movies and television, back then, I detested him because he was such a narcissist, and it was all about who he was, all about him. And he was just this really horrible person. And I just never could warm up to him, what he was like on the screen. And he would go on tirades even back then. And the man he thinks that his wealth makes him above the law. And he can do whatever he wants, no matter how illegal, and get away with it. Well, we saw him do that. He incited an insurrection, and he stole government documents, and he made a really he wasn't being held accountable for it. I mean, he got convicted of 34 felony counts associated with hushing up Stormy Daniels so that he could have, his election. and hush money and fraud. 34 felony counts over that. He's been proven to be a rapist in the E. Jean Carroll case. And they said all my pictures are really pretty, and everything I've written in here is really pretty. It's just that it's bittersweet because I don't have the people to celebrate these things with anymore, and I miss them all terribly. I had like 500 or 600 people that I could count as acquaintances, and maybe 10 or 20 that I thought of as my friends. And of that 10 or 20, I still have left in my life 2 people, both living in other cities, one living in Seattle and another one living in Claremore. So we don't get to see each other face to face anymore, but we stay in touch with email and text messaging back and forth. And one of them was on TikTok while I was on TikTok. I still have my account. I haven't deleted the app, but I'm not using it very much because there's not a whole lot I can say right now that's not going to end up getting the algorithms and the people that run TikTok in a tizzy. On TikTok, most of what I talked about were indigenous issues and things like the wildfires and Lahaina and the Pacific West Coast fires, and I talked about Palestine and the things that were on my heart that meant a lot to me. So this year I'm going to start a bunch of new journals. That's last year's journals, and of last year's journals, the only ones, the character ones, now this one was Harmony, the campaign that I was running, and I really loved this one because, for one thing, I put this fake leather bind, on the cover of it, and this one was a world that was a mashup between steampunk and cyberpunk and magic and psionics. So Harmony is a really great place. It's from a series of novels by Jane Ann Krentz, and I dearly love it, and I recommend her books to anyone because even though they're like paranormal romances, they have a lot of adventure in them and a lot of really interesting things that happen. Now, this one here, which just got started, and will be continued to work on, is a campaign journal. And there's like some generic character sheets there for NPCs. I started to doing the world, and this is a map of the Once Upon a Campaign world, which is like just a generic fairy tale type of world that I'm writing. And so you can see I've got a bunch of writing about what the world is like, and there's a lot of really neat pages. So, and then this one is my brainstorming journal. And there's not really a lot of pictures in this one, but it's notes I'm taking in relationship to the worlds that I'm creating. So that's what my journals have been like last year. And like I said, there's only a couple of them I'm still going to be working on this year. And the character journals will not be worked on until I'm actually playing another game either with myself or with Patrick DMing. So we'll see how that goes. I hope everybody is staying nice and warm in this really historic weather event. Stay inside if you can. If you have to go out, please be extra careful because in a lot of places there's snow and ice and the streets are slick. The lower 48 is having a really, really cold weather event. More on that later. Love y'all. Bye bye.